Last week, a transgender student or man freaked out on the cops after claiming to be misgendered. The video is pretty funny, you can say, but I think the deeper down issue is not funny, and so we'll talk about it after the clip.
Stay with this! They are not supposed to be here!
If you don't lower your voice, I am going to put handcuffs on you, and I'm going to take you to a Baker Act facility. You lower your voice.
Try it.
Are you threatening me? Can we get another unit to deal with Jay Lee here? He is having a breakdown.
Say! Just say the right pronoun!
For him. He needs
Say! Stop misgendering me! Just say she!
Now, the reasons I find this video sad is first, the student believes in a lie that sexuality is going to make you happy. Second sad thing is that his feelings are genuine. He feels like he's oppressed. He feels like he's threatened. He feels like he's disrespected because he believes in this lie of sexuality and what it is. And third, society is encouraging this bad behavior. Society says, go and follow, your feelings and stuff, and it will fulfill you, which is such a lie. It's not your feelings will not fulfill you. And fourth, I will say that we are all very similar, and we're going to get to that. Now, Aristotle, an ancient Greek philosopher, names 4 levels of happiness that every human experiences. The first one is being latius. Latius is focused on the sensations of the body and pleasure. An example is eating a meal, or maybe going for having a long nap. And even sexual gratification is in this box. The reason it is in this first level of happiness is because all of the desires are short-lived and they die out. You have to keep chasing to get more. The second level of happiness is called Felix. This one is based on recognition, accomplishment, success. Examples could be getting a promotion, winning a basketball game, higher test grades than the rest of the people. This one has a lot of ego attached to it. The negative side effects of this is that you always are trying to outperform someone else. Without that, you always have anxiety coming after you, or even depression at times, because you always have to keep this status and this image. The third level of happiness is beatitudo. This one is focused on sacrifice, serving others, compassion, forgiveness. Examples is like mentorship, or raising children, or volunteer work. This level of happiness lasts longer than the first 2 levels of happiness because it's focused on purpose. But the issue is it doesn't know what purpose is itself. And then also, people are imperfect and finite beings. We lie, we steal, we cheat, we hurt each other. And so even at this level of happiness, you're still not fulfilled. The fourth and the final level of happiness is called sublime beatitudo. This one is the search for truth and goodness itself. This means you want to know the reality of nature. You want to understand the purpose of life, and you are seeking for that deeper knowledge. Because if you have the fourth level understood, all the other levels make all the more sense. Now, hopefully you see the issue with the idolization of sex or sexuality. It's only the first level of happiness, and when you put it on the fourth floor of happiness and you identify as it, and it doesn't fulfill you, it can only drive you nuts. Now, there is a deeper issue that society does not want to admit. Humans have 2 natures. In philosophy, it's called the hylomorphic composite. Highly meaning matter, and then morphic meaning form or psyche. In Christianity, we call it the soul and the body. Now, the society doesn't mind to admit that the human psyche is off because we all lie, steal, and cheat. But society does not want to admit that the physical body is tainted to desire to do evil.
I'm hungry for love. I'm hungry for love.
In Genesis, after Adam and Eve ate from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, they realized they were naked and got fig leaves and covered up, where beforehand they were naked and they had no shame. Of course, we know their psyche is off because now they understand and have knowledge of evil, but also their physical bodies were corrupt. St. Augustine says before the fall, the sexual desire was controlled by reason and will. The same way you move your hands and fingers and toes and wiggle them is the same way our sexual desires were controlled. After the fall, all of our sexual desires became involuntary. It says this in James chapter 1, verse 14. But each person is tempted when he is lured and enticed by its own desire. Then desire, when it has conceived, gives birth to sin. So now you see that the desire itself is involuntary. If you want to have sex with a bunch of women, unfortunately, it's, you have the same curse that I do. If you want to have a sexual attraction to something else, that is, everybody has some type of involuntary attraction that was not designed. But the choice to pick and choose that desire is our choice. Now, the similarity between the LGBTQ and everybody else is that we've all committed some type of sexual sin. The difference is, are we going to take pride and say we're not wrong about what we have done? And are we willing to change? So what is the solution? Well, St. Vincent de Paul says this: humility is nothing but truth, and pride is nothing more than lies. Everyone has to look at themselves and say, how much does sex really matter? Will this really fulfill me? Will this fulfill my soul? Or is there something greater that I'm longing for?